What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? You rocking with Living Large on the Down Ottawa, Ontario Home Invasion Show. Y'all already know. First time doing this, coming at you from the top of the hour, because I seen this article right here as old as an hour ago. So this is fresh, hot off the presses, like I said on the radio. And if you're catching this on a different day, since September 26th, as of this video being posted, this is how fresh this shit is right here. And I had to talk about this. Of course I had to talk about this because goddamn, the level of failure. All right, so the article, this is off CNN.com. Article states, Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige is developing a Star Wars film for Disney. Right? So as if it couldn't get any worse for Disney. And we'll talk about how I feel about this shit right here. You know what I mean? So let's just get into the article, read what it says, and I'll do my commentary right around the end. So check it. Kevin Feige, the president of Disney, Marvel Studios, is one of the most successful producers in Hollywood history. Star Wars is one of the most successful franchises in Hollywood history. Used to be one of the most successful in Hollywood history. The two are now coming together. Feige is developing a Star Wars movie from Lucasfilm. Details about the project, such as plot and release dates, are unknown at this time. Alan Horn, the co-chairman and chief creative officer of the Walt Disney Studios, said in a statement that the company is excited about the projects that Lucasfilm and its president, Kathleen Kennedy, are working on. I don't think so. Including more Star Wars films and an upcoming sequel in the Indiana Jones franchise. Horn added that it made sense to bring Feige, who is a fan of the space series, into the fold. Hollywood Reporter was the first to report the news. Disney will conclude the Skywalker saga this December with Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. With the close of the Skywalker saga, Kathy is pursuing a new era in the Star Wars storytelling, Horn said in a statement. And knowing what a diehard fan Kevin is, it made sense for these two extraordinary producers to work on a Star Wars film together. The movie is surprising and exciting one for fans of the two blockbuster franchises. Feige has led Marvel Studios to a dominating decade in which the studio has made more than $22 billion with a B worldwide. That number does not account for inflation. Okay, so I'm guessing that's what it is as of 2019. Marvel's heroic box office haul includes Avengers Endgame, which shattered records in April. It overtook James Cameron's Avatar in July to become the biggest blockbuster in history. Disney bought Marvel for $4 billion in 2009. As for Star Wars, the space saga is one of the most beloved brands at the box office, again, used to be, making more than $9 billion globally. That number also does not account for inflation. Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012 for $4 billion with a B once again, and has released big hits such as The Force Awakens in 2015 and The Last Jedi in 2017. See that last statement right there? That's kind of troubling because it was a big hit, but it wasn't as big as The Force Awakens, man. There was no repeat viewings. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't make numbers like The Force Awakens did, right? And it seems like it's a downward slope going from there because like after that, they released Solo, and that shit bombed too. But you know what? Again, doing the commentary at the end, it's kind of hard, man. However, it may be a while until we see Feige's take on the galaxy far, far away. The Marvel president has plenty on his plate, producing upcoming films such as next year's Black Widow and Eternals, as well as a ton of Marvel shows for Disney+, the company's streaming service that debuts in November. Also, Star Wars is taking a little break for Rise of Skywalker. The brand has films scheduled for 2022, 2024, and 2026. Yeah. So, me, I like my even numbers, so these guys are coming out here with the even numbers. You know what I mean? Okay, so here's what it is. Disney's trying real hard. Disney's trying real hard to salvage Lucasfilm because, my goodness, it's a disaster. It's legit a disaster. If y'all aren't smart enough to know how big of a disaster Lucasfilm is, man, they're trying real hard to get the audience, like Tony Schiavone said, to get the butts back in the seats. You know what I mean? They've done everything wrong in the playbook, and I don't understand how or why. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've done everything wrong. They went ahead and did movies. In my opinion, they've done movies that they want to cater to themselves rather than cater to the mainstream audience, rather than stay true to the story, stay true to the lineage. And it's crazy because Bob Iger just released his biography, and he detailed the whole interaction, the whole exchange between Lucasfilm after buying out Lucasfilm from George Lucas and George Lucas, right? Now, see, I'll say this right now, okay? I'm not a big Star Wars fan, right? Aside from watching Return of the Jedi, I think it was the last one that they did with Darth Vader at the end. That one, like I watched it when I was a kid, and again, it was just one of those movies where I just seen it and forgot about it the next day. I was heavy, again, growing up in the 80s, 90s, baby, you know what I mean? I was heavy into, like, you know, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Gargoyles, that shit like that, Batman, that X-Men. It overshadowed Star Wars, right? So I really didn't, it was a whatever thing to me, you know what I mean? But just seeing how they ran their business, that intrigued me, right? I'm talking about from when they released The Last Jedi and on, right? Because to me, it's like, on a business standpoint, it's everything that you can do wrong, and it's been done. And so they're trying real hard to salvage that shit. They're trying real hard to bring it back, right? So again, like I said, Last Jedi really did not do that big amount of numbers, you know? And it's crazy because when you look at news articles from before, when the movie just dropped, people were praising it heavy. But then when you start reading into it now, that's when people are starting to disassociate themselves from that movie, talking about how it didn't really do as good as it said it did or whatever, you know what I mean? Because, like, again, when you look at the numbers don't lie, man. You know, opinions, whatever, you know, but numbers don't lie. You can go ahead and check it out. How much did The Force Awakens make versus how much The Last Jedi made, you know? Some crazy shit like that. And it just gets worse and worse from there, you know? So they had the whole Solo debacle with Lord and Miller, how they got the movie done like 90 or 95% done, and then all of a sudden they just got axed, and they had Ron Howard come in and kind of like clean house and do the whole movie all over again. That shit bombed to the point the dude that acted as Han Solo, this guy pretty much fell off the face of the earth, from what I understand, from what I heard. This guy, nothing, you know what I mean? And it's sad because they pretty much killed his career, you know what I mean? So yeah, and now they brought back J.J. Abrams, or as Star Wars fans would like to call him, Jar Jar Abrams. They brought him back, and he's doing the last movie, right? The last, Rise of Skywalkers, okay? And it just seems to me like they're pulling out all the stops now. They're bringing back everybody, you know what I mean? They're bringing back Lando Calrissian, you know what I mean? Talking about Billy D. Williams, the original. I'm not talking about, you know, that other shit. You know what I mean? Don Glover? Nah, nothing like that. They're bringing him back. They're bringing back Palpatine, right? And shit like this. So it just, I don't know. Legit, I don't know. But again, if you look at Google Trends, you can actually see that Rise of Skywalkers really isn't, there's no hype to it. Legit, there's no hype. And of course, when you talk about outside of Star Wars movies, Disney launched, Galaxy's Edge or whatever? And that shit apparently is a ghost town. Like there's absolutely nothing going on there. Nothing going on. You know, to the point where they were saying to take a picture with the Millennium Falcon, you'd have to wait in line 30 minutes. You know, that sounds like a long time. But when you think about it, lineups at other Disney attractions at Disney World, they go, 45 and above. You know what I mean? Some crazy shit like that, you know? So this right here, you go in, you take a picture, whatever, you know what I mean? So it really isn't doing much. It really isn't doing much. People being laid off, hours being cut. It's just a disaster. Legit, it's a disaster, right? And again, going back to Bob Iger's biography, again, they detailed that shit and how they treated George Lucas. And now that they're being open and public about it, you best believe George Lucas is going to come out with his opinion. He's going to clap back real soon. You know, that's something that I'm interested in. You know what I mean? I want to hear what he's got to say. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of shenanigans happen behind closed doors that even we don't know about. And they just starting to come out with it. You know? So, rumor had it at one point Kathleen Kennedy was going to get fired. But she's still on. They signed her on back. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. They said that Ryan Johnson, the dude that did Last Jedi, they said that he was gonna do his own trilogy, and that shit is a mystery, big question mark. Is he or isn't he? Nobody knows, right? They signed on the dudes for Game of Thrones, Benioff and Weiss, to do a Game of Thrones type Star Wars movie or whatever. And the Game of Thrones shit, you seen how it was season 8 or whatever, how it tanked, and how the story just was all over the place and it was just whack, you know, to the point of disappointed diehard fans. So their stock in Hollywood dropped heavy to the point that people are saying, or Star Wars people, Lucasfilm are saying that, you know what, they probably aren't going to do nothing with Benioff or Weiss no more, you know? So it's just, it's a mess. It's legit a mess, you know? And to me, it seems like that this is the last straw. They know that their version of Star Wars is going to tank. They know that their trilogy is disjointed and it's got nothing to do with nothing. And it's a mess. So this is the last straw right here. They're bringing in the Marvel guy in order to make this movie, in order to make this series, this franchise, as big as Marvel, you know? And it's crazy because, like, when it comes to merchandise, Star Wars back in the 70s and the 80s, even a little bit into the 90s and shit, Star Wars merchandise was flying off the shelves. Just going off the racks, man. Next time you in a Walmart, or next time you at, Canada, baby, next time y'all at Toys R Us, go ahead and take a look. Take a stroll into the action figure section and look at the Marvel figures versus the Star Wars figures. You know what I mean? You're going to see a lot of empty racks, a lot of empty pegs on the Marvel section, and the Star Wars shit is going to be stocked, dust covered, on clearance, and nobody cares. Legit, nobody cares. That's how far this franchise has tanked to their target audience. Their target audience cares more about superheroes and Marvel than they do with Star Wars. Star Wars is a whatever thing, right? I'm guessing to the younger generation, they're looking at Star Wars as that old man thing. You know what I mean? That thing that mom and dad like. You know? And you know how it is, man. Growing up back in the 90s, anything that your parents like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? We grew up like what? Nickelodeon generation? Kids rule and shit, right? They say that shit's not cool. Anything that grown-ups like, anything that adults like, that shit's not cool. And Star Wars has become that. Star Wars has become that. But Star Wars don't want that. They legit don't want that. They want to shed that image. They want to appeal to the mainstream audience, number one. And number two, the kids, the younger generation. But the kids don't care. The kids don't care. And because of that, they're losing their faithful, loyal fans. They're losing them. Legit losing them. And not only that, but they calling them names on like social media and shit. You know what I mean? They're getting at them. Whatever it is in the book, man. Racist, misogynist, homophobe, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, Star Wars fans are being called that. Now I'm going to ask you, if you're a fan of anything and the franchise that you're a fan of ends up coming out and getting at you for criticizing them, whether it be constructive, I'm going to say constructive, forget the rest, all right? But constructive, and then they're going to turn around and call you racist or call you a homophobe or call you whatever, just because their movies are tanking and their movies is whack as hell, but they're forcing it down your throat and you got to like it. You know, Ice-T said it best, man. How can you swallow this? I can't stand the taste. Right? So I don't blame y'all Star Wars fans. To me, it just blows my mind. Again, on a business aspect, on a business standpoint, being the 80s, baby, shit like this. Pepsi, right? Pepsi and Coke. Coke had New Coke. That was in the 70s, I think. But Pepsi had Crystal Pepsi. That was their answer to New Coke, right? And the audience just hated that shit. This is way before social media. And the audiences just hated that shit. I'm talking audience, the people, the fans, the people, the consumers. The consumers. They couldn't accept the change, and they just hated it. They hated it. They said it tasted weird, it would taste funny, whatever. They hated it. So what did they do? What did Pepsi and Coke do? Did they chastise the consumers? Did they call the consumers names? Did they get at the consumers and be like, you know what? This is it. This is new. This is the wave. Forget y'all. We're not really targeting you anyway. No. They went back. Coca-Cola to this day is now Coke Classic. Classic Coke. Right? My little daughter drinking Coke right now, she don't know. She don't know the meaning of Classic Coke because to her, this is what it is. Right? Crystal Pepsi, they bringing it up. It's become an occasional thing now. You know, one of those every now and then type things. Right? Shout out to Pepsi for doing it. Coke, y'all slipping. Why don't you release new Coke? I want to try that shit. I didn't get a chance to try that. You know, I was too young or wasn't even born, I guess. Whatever. Right? Coke, y'all got to come with that. Do what Pepsi's doing and release it every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But either way, they went back and they brought back the original. They listened to the consumers and they brought back the original. So Star Wars, Lucasfilm, y'all need to listen to your consumers. Y'all need to listen to your fan base, your audience, right? And do right by them at the end of the day. Plain and simple. Like it's the most easiest thing in the book. Easy. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones paying your money. They're the ones signing your checks. No matter what. It's some crazy shit. I guess, I don't know. To this Hollywood shit, I don't know. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. To me, this is the last straw, though. This is the last straw. And I feel like pretty much Disney's bringing in Kevin Feige. The Marvel guy. They're bringing in the Marvel guy to cut Lucasfilm like that. Sorry. True. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think, though. Star Wars fans, non-Star Wars fans. Let me know what y'all think. Something interesting I'm thinking of. I want to know what Star Wars net worth, Lucasfilm net worth under George Lucas was. How much that was before versus how much Lucasfilm net worth is now. You know, that's something interesting. I might figure it out off mic or whatever. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below, whether you're tuning in Facebook, whether you're catching this on YouTube. Comment section below. Let me know what y'all think. Agree, disagree. Y'all want to hit me up in real time? You can catch me at LivingLarge187 on Twitter. Once again, that's at LIVIN Large187 on Twitter. That's where we can do it. We can talk, hash it out, argue, whatever you want to do, we can do it. And that's what's up. But yeah, we're going to kick it back to the tunes, though. The time now is 3:09. We about to hit 3:10. Kind of talked a lot on that one right there. But yeah, we got Daz Dillinger coming at you with Yarbo and Peoples. Back to the old school. Sleeper hit right there, man. I just found out about this album, and goddamn, does it go heavy. You know what I'm talking about? Don't Stop Music. Check it out, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. You rock with Living Large, Home and Base Show. Boom! We're letting the speakers pop around here. But of course, I gotta turn it down. Not trying to get flagged. But yeah, man, that's the story of Lucasfilm and Star Wars. You know, I hope I'm gonna be alive long enough to see hindsight 2020, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, what business people say about it, Hollywood people say about just the whole shenanigans that everything's going on and shit like this. But that's what it is. Rockin' with Living Large, Home Invasion Show. That's it, that's all. Y'all already know. Take care of yourselves and each other like Jerry Springer say. Peace out, y'all.